Hi everyone, Amanda Cradaville here. I'm an interior designer with Housewarming located here in Seattle, and I wanted to bring you a new mini-series called Ask Your Designer, where you can send in questions and we will answer them weekly here on our social media and on our blog. So this week I wanted to start with a question that was brought to us by Megan B. Megan B asks us, for those of us who are spatially challenged, how do you shop for a couch or any other piece of furniture that will fit in your space, especially now since people are trapped at home? Is there a good way to buy a couch online? That's a really great question. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually switch over and show you a real world example and show you my living room. So I'm going to switch over here. So this is a fairly typical layout for a living room. And when you have a layout like this, one of the things that you have to take into consideration is all of your extra pieces of furniture. So not only do I have a sofa in this case, but I also have an extra side chair. So we want to make sure that what we're doing is all coming down to really simple math. You always want to have a little bit of buffer between your piece of furniture and a wall or other pieces of furniture. I usually suggest about an inch or two between a side table and at least 6 inches from a larger piece of furniture and a wall. And then you want to account for some walking space, but really it comes down to math. So in this space, if we were to have a wall here, we've got a little bit shy of 6 inches behind that chair, and then my chair is 32 inches, and then the sofa has to sit in front of the chair so that you are not going to be overlapped at all. So we have a nice little gap here. And so that's another about 12 inches or so. And then our sofa, which is 6 feet, 8 inches. And then our extra side table, which is another 12 inches with, again, that 1 inch gap. So when it comes down to it, our bare minimum amount of space here is 12 feet, 4 inches. So you just have to sit down, bust out your tape measure, and really do the math. So now that I've given you a real world example using my living room and kind of showing you how I mathed out my space, the best way for you to then start is to go ahead and start getting your measurements. Get your overall dimensions of your living space, get the dimension of any of your existing pieces of furniture, and then honestly, graph paper is your friend. Sketch it out and just really kind of get a good feel for what size that you really can get into your space and, be able to kind of visually see that. But sometimes it's not enough. And so if you are still struggling with that, my favorite tool to use is simply blue painter's tape. Blue painter's tape is very inexpensive. It doesn't damage your floors, and it will give you the really, really good visual cue to what your space can actually handle. I recommend sticking with standard sofa sizes because that's going to be a more cost-effective way to purchase sofas and give you the most options rather than doing custom, but it gives you a ton of different options. And then lastly, about finding your sofa online. There are thousands and thousands of websites now, and really, honestly, it's just good old-fashioned research. Make sure that you're going with a reputable brand, and you should be good to go. If you have any other questions, please put them in the comments below or email us at info@housewarmingseattle.com. We'll see you next week.